What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video with your host, as always, K-Mac9. Now today I thought it'd be very cool to show you guys a little bit of tips and tricks for the game I've been playing an awful lot of lately, which is obviously Star Wars Battlefront, and something a little bit different than the usual gun guide or tips and tricks. I wanted to go on and teach you guys a little bit of how to fly in this game. Now flying is a very essential part of this game, especially in game modes like Walker Assault. Having the control of the air is probably the biggest thing to do outside of, you know, taking control of the outpost and uplinks and stuff like that. If you have control of the skies, you can completely dominate the other team, and it will lead to winning most rounds. Now, you see here, I'm flying in the A-wing for the Rebels, which is probably my favorite ship, and we'll get into that in just a second, why it's my favorite ship to fly. I'm also be talking a little bit about some of the ships for the Empire, talking about the TIE Fighter, the TIE Interceptor, also talk about the Snow Speeder and the X-Wing. Now, first off, if you're noticing, if you guys are new to this game or new to flying in this game, you guys will be noticing that bar in the center there, and this is a pretty novice tip. Everyone really picks up on this, but in case you are new to this game, the center bar there is a balance between your speed and your laser or your weapon weight down time. So if the bar is all the way up, you can go faster, but you can't shoot as much. So basically, if you slow that bar down, you'll go slower, and your strafe runs, you'll have more ammunition to shoot. Your lasers won't overheat as fast. You'll have more time to do that. Now, as you see here, I like to go slow as possible on these strafe runs, and these things absolutely wreck these vehicles. I love this part. So when you set up a strafe run, make sure you go out a good distance. Make sure you guys are lining up your shots. And also, another thing people may not know is you can actually dumb fire your rockets, as you guys saw earlier. You don't have to lock on to shoot those. You can shoot those rockets or torpedoes or whatever they're called at ground targets, and infantry, at vehicles. They're dumb fired, but also they do lock onto other air vehicles, so that's another plus as well. Now, the ability for the A-Wing you see here, it's got the ability for a shield. It's also got the ability for, like I said, for the torpedoes. Don't underestimate the shields, because people are going to be locking onto you in this game an awful lot. People are always spawning into other aircraft. People have smart rockets and other things like that can lock onto you. Make sure you guys are using that shield. Don't forget about the shield. You can take a complete missile and dodge. Instead of dodging it, you can just take it with the shield and then maybe make your escape. Another thing people don't really get to, especially on console, is that you have air dodges on the D-pad, left, right, up, and down. Allow you to do barrel rolls. They allow you to do backwards 180s. If you're getting locked and your shield is not up, or you're flying in a ship that doesn't have a shield, like the X-Wing or the TIE Fighter, you guys can go ahead and pop those, and it'll allow you to evade missiles. Not a lot of people are doing it. I don't see people using the air dodges as much. They may not know they exist on the D-pad. Left, right, up, and down will do air dodges in each direction. You can even do a backflip on the back pad, and I believe the front one is a frontward 180 as well. So make sure you guys are hitting those as often as possible. Another thing I like to do, as you guys can see, obviously, is I like to fly in third person. As cool as flying in first person is, it looks amazing having that cockpit view. It is just so much harder. So flying in third person is definitely recommended at all times. Not only do you have a whole field of view better, but you can line up targets, I feel like, so much easier. As you saw right there, I dodged that missile with that barrel roll right there. It's also good for dodging. I feel like a lot of times you run into enemy ships. A lot of times you have air-to-air collisions. You can last second pop that and dodge a lot as well. Also, don't forget your strafe runs. People don't go for ground targets. That's the best part about being in the thing, is when you have air dominance, you can just destroy teams on the ground. And another thing worth mentioning, like I said earlier, that all these ships have slightly different abilities. The X-Wing is different from the TIE Fighter. Obviously, the TIE Fighter does not have the shield. It has a speed boost, which I find to be less effective than the shield. I don't know. It's all right for getting out of certain situations. The TIE Fighter is way more maneuverable than the X-Wing. That's why I like the A-Wing the best. It has the shields, and it has the maneuverability of the TIE Fighter with the shields of an X-Wing. It's the best of both worlds, in my opinion. It's probably the best. Makes it the best fighter, and it does massive damage to AT-ATs. As you guys are going to see here, I'm going to absolutely wreck these AT-ATs. And before I get out of here, I have to mention this. I don't have any gameplay footage of it, unfortunately, because I forgot to record late this week. The Snow Speeder is the last ship that I'm going to talk about. The Snow Speeder is the one that can use the tow cable on the AT-ATs in Walker Assault. You get it towards the end of the map, obviously, and you can actually do a trip of it. It's actually pretty easy when the shields are down. Oh, we can do it when the shields are down. I always see people trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do, either tow cable it, but they don't realize that they can only tow cable it when the shields are down, and you only have a small time frame to do so. And the way you do it is when the shields are down, you just go by it, prompts you to hit a button to tow cable, and once you do that, you have to keep, like the mini game, you have to keep the balance of a little timer in the middle of with your sticks up and down, and it varies in difficulty because it can get a lot harder when people are shooting at you, and it's actually pretty cool. I've only done it a few times. I've seen people do it, and unfortunately, I don't think it's possible for one person to trip both walkers in the time frame they allow you. I've seen people do it, but then they still say they lose. I don't know. Maybe two different snow fighters, speeders can trip both of them, but you can't get both of them yourself. Unfortunately, it seems a little bit overpowered. But that's pretty much all there was to this, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something as well. As always, guys, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Star Wars gameplay and other tips and tricks. But until next time, guys, remember to take it easy and peace out.